I was talking to a client the other day, and they have like 2 children, and both of them have psychic abilities. Both of the girls do. And one of the things that was really interesting is they were kind of asking me like some how-to. So that's where we want to kind of like throw some ideas out there for you of like some things that you can do or suggest when you are dealing with a child with psychic abilities. Now, my children are much older than her children, so we're kind of dealing with things a little bit differently. Because a lot of times when we were growing up, it's one of those, we kind of were just like,
don't believe them.
Don't believe them. This is all fake. This is all blah, blah, blah. You're just making this up. You just don't want to go to, you want attention. You don't want to go to bed.
You don't want to go to bed.
How many times do we hear that one? But one of the things is, I think it's a really interesting one as we're dealing with Mother's Day in the month of May 2025, of like some suggestions that we could do differently. So kind of like brainstorming. Now, one of the things that I always say is always understand that this child is scared.
Yes.
I always approach it as like the child is afraid. No matter how many times they've told the story, they're still afraid that something happened. Second off, you're asking for understanding. They're really, really asking for like, I saw this, or I felt this, or something else. And I think that's really important to just kind of like, if you don't feel it, don't lie to them, because at that point, their abilities are already 100% peaking out of like, so when you lie to them, they're going to be like, okay, they don't even know what the heck they're talking about. They're just lying to me. My children have different abilities than I do.
Yes.
You'll probably deal with this as well.
My boys too.
So a lot of times I'll tell them, like, I don't have that ability as strong as you do. So please tell me what you saw or tell me what you felt. Just not discounting their feelings or their thoughts or their ideas of what they've seen, but just bringing that in understanding.
Yeah, so you always notice too, if they do some like drawings or artwork, that you could have them also do that for you. Like let them know like, well, here's some paper, some colors. Can you kind of draw out what you saw so I have a more of an idea of what you're seeing, so I could kind of help you, let's see what's going on. And for my kids, when they were younger, they had a cell phone, of course. Most kids do now. We all know they all do. And I told them, I said, okay, so if you see it again, kind of take a video or a picture for me. And I was lucky enough to my son was able to take an actual photo. Once I left the room, 5 minutes later, he called me because he was too scared to walk out that room. He called my mom, I got the picture. So I ran to his room to see it. And sure enough, 2 of them are right there standing by the door, just looking dead at him, and one just smiling creepy. So I was like, oh my gosh, my poor kids have abilities. And they're so young dealing with that. It's scary.
It is. My kids, one of them is super, super sensitive. So it's one of those, she could even feel her angels and guides in her room.
Oh, nice.
So like for her, it would excite her energy when she's trying to go to bed. So that was not a good thing. And so we had to ask them to step out of the room, even though they can still keep an eye on you, to step out of the room. So it kind of kept the energy level a little bit lower so she could sleep.
Oh, nice. But see, it's hard to understand that for a parent. So, there's people out there who do know about this, and you can reach out to them. You can also reach out to us in the video if you like. Even if you just want to send us a message separately that's not in the comments, to kind of get like more secretive, because you don't want everybody to know out there what's going on in your business, which we definitely understand that.
Well, it can be a lot. It's really important. I will say, finding a psychic medium that can really like help your children. I literally start seeing children age 3.
Yeah.
So kind of like, what are your abilities? And a lot of times, like, the parents are just like, I don't know what to do with them. And a lot of times we're kind of like, the way I was raised, like, we just didn't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I didn't talk to my parents or people around me, adults, going, I felt this, or I saw this, or whatever else. And that's something that I want to change in the world, because it's so horrifying to go through this by yourself and not have any understanding from anybody else. Not any understanding of like, how should I do this, or how should I deal with this in different ways.
Oh yeah, I was kind of lucky as a kid though, because when I told my mom the story about what I saw, first she didn't believe it. And then the neighbor who lived there like for many years told her exactly what happened. She's like, oh my God, my daughter just told me she saw that exact thing happen in the house. I'm like, I told you I saw this woman. So she finally believed me and understood, okay, kids do have, abilities, not just adults. When they get older, it is kids.
That's kind of the crazy part, is I would get feelings from different houses at different times. And one of the houses in our neighborhood growing up, the lady that lived there literally had this reputation of being really mean and stern and yelling at people and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't see it that way. I don't I feel like she's trying to keep her energy protected and doesn't want other people around. But that was kind of the cool part, is that she really did want people around, but only people that had an amazing energy. And I see this a lot now in autistic children, children with abilities. Is like,
they don't want to go to the stores. They don't want to be in the mall. They don't want to be around a lot of people because they feel that energy.
Well, it's one of those, like, you're feeling energy from this person that they're happy, and this person that they're sad, and this person because they're angry, and this person because they're, grieving or whatever else.
Too much for
and so
kids.
it's like your energy is like, I don't know which one is to feel.
Yes.
And so literally learning how to deal with your kids is a great one, and literally talking to them about their abilities. And I will say, this is something that I will say when we were talking about this earlier, is like, don't tell other people that your kids have abilities until that child is ready to do it. It can be overwhelming. It's like in a place where you don't feel safe.
Yes.
You may be a safe place, but not everybody else may be a safe harbor for this child to talk about their abilities.
Yeah, so definitely sit down, listen to them. Don't push them off, because there is really something there going on.
That is a really cool part.
Yes.
That's one of the things I love about kind of the community that I've built, of like people that have gone through my classes, gone through psychic abilities.
My kids went through our classes too.
Going to group readings, all that kind of stuff, where we're making an energy of like acceptance of your abilities, even though everybody has different abilities or different strengths of abilities. It's really important to find that connection within a group.
And everyone's different. It's not the same abilities, guys. It's always different.
There's always a difference, and letting people know that there is a difference is kind of the important part.
So be that cool mom and help your kid out.
Definitely be that cool mom. We thank you so much for joining us today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.